Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, I am Israel. The game is Surviving Mars. Welcome, welcome, one and all. So things are, well, they could be going better. I have a little bit of an issue as regards power. Again, it turns out putting in a meteor defense grid really drains the batteries. I should probably have seen that coming. So, the turbines are being built, but I can also get some upgraded turbines as well. Let this one finish, and then control-click up all the available upgrades. There we go. And yoink. Right, so polymer blades are coming in there. That will hopefully solve the power system. It's just about keeping up. There we go. Grid's back in surplus. Yay. Temporarily solved. Okay, high power jets are good, so the shuttle pods are now moving that a little bit faster, and critically metal production is ramping up as well. So, things are, for the moment, vaguely under control. The dome is, okay, not brilliant, but they're reasonably comfortable in there. There's no playing and no relaxation. Actually, can I put a garden in there? That'll help with that. So, dome services, grab a stone garden, and yoink, there we go. Right, get that built, get everyone happy, life should be that little bit better. Also check the crops they're growing here, quinoa, fruit trees, etc. Perfect. Okay, so, ooh, anomaly, yay, right, what do we got? A couple of anomalies out here to check out. Where's the drone? Okay, it's working on that at the moment. Once we get that done, we can get that second anomaly going if the battery is up to it. Meanwhile, I need to think about how I'm going to exploit this. The mohole is still under construction, but I need machine parts, so I'm going to ramp up production at this factory. They've been doing okay so far throughout the game, but right now I need more than they can produce. I also need a lot of metal, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, hook this last meteor laser up to...
The rover went dark for 5 hours. When it rebooted, it confirmed it had come into contact with an unusually high-voltage electrical charge.
Yay! Right, so, the drone has malfunctioned, requires drone repair. I've got 200 million in cash, woohoo! Not bad for a blown fuse, and a couple of techs that I've already researched, which is a bit of an annoyance, but there you go. Anyhow, back to where I was. Power cable, hook up, done. Okay, cable's set. So, slight power surplus, slight oxygen surplus, water production is imbalanced, just draining off the large borehole that I've got here. Concrete deposit is coming up nicely. Okay, what else? Oh yes, these guys aren't actually producing anything anymore, are they? Okay, let's grab the drones, pull them off. Well, let's get them down and restart the Explorer. First and foremost, get that done. Also, give it a quick power boost from the control rover's battery, and then hopefully get it onto the next anomaly without having to bring it back to recharge, in theory. Second fusion plant is up and running. I'm actually going... No, I've already auto-regulated it, that's why it's turning out 108 power despite only having a 2/3 work shift. Okay, minor surplus on power. I really need to put a couple more accumulators in, though. Or another fusion plant. How are we doing on employment? Colonists. 21 unemployed and looking for work. You know what? Let's get another fusion plant in. Round about there should do. Nicely hooked up to the grid, and critically in range of 2 domes. So I think I've got a bit of a problem with unemployment. One vacant work slot there, unemployed there. Okay, delete that for a second. Destroy that. Which domes have got unemployment at the moment? So 9 there, 6 there, 15 unemployed. Right, let's put the plant between the 2 of them and hook it up to the grid. That way it'll soak up the unemployment on both of these domes. I think. I mean, this could just be me getting entirely too clever for my own good, but, well, it's worth a shot. Oh, excavators run out. Okay, that concrete excavator is dry, so dismantle, salvage, strip down. This excavator's still reasonably good, but I do need to try and get the excavator wonder built before I run this deposit completely dry. Another thing to think about. Oh, well, at least they're busy. At least we've got a good chunk of this working. There's still 3,000 to pull out. Of course, a lot of it I'm not going to be able to extract because I've built a dome on top of it. Oops. Right. Okay, rover is back in the game. There we go. And it's still decently charged. We'll just have it top off briefly and equalize its power levels with the RC controller. Okay, no, I actually want you to finish charging. Okay, power is charged, off you go. And check on that anomaly. Sweet. Okay, let's get the drones back, get them to work on dismantling all of this. Mark for... Actually, no, dismantle the prefabs. And then mark for salvage, mark that for salvage. And then I'm also going to have to put in a life support connection here.
We have an oxygen
Piping,
shortage.
yes,
We
yes,
have
yes,
a
I
water
know,
shortage.
I know. Stop panicking, computer. Okay, rocket away. That's more money coming in from Earth. Also, power connection is good. That's coming up an independent line. It wasn't routing through the tunnel hub. However, the water plants were routing their power through the tunnel, so I need to get a cable across and in there.
Anomaly analyzed.
Sweet, anomaly analysed. Can the drone rover do anything else? There's a couple up here. Right, off you go. So, get the connections back in. Life support's reconnected.
Research complete.
Hooray.
Funding received.
Okay, dome streamlining is complete. We have another 750 million in cash. And the water generators are back on tap. Literally. So, next plan. How cheaply can I build my new domes now that I've got that done? So the Megadome, woohoo, there, that's a lot more reasonable to build. And the Geodome, yeah, that's still expensive as all get out, but... Well, I'll think about it. 200 metal is not something I really want to blow at the moment, though. Not with this under construction. Mostly, though, the real problem is going to be machine parts to fuel it. I also don't know what kind of workforce it requires. How's that third fusion reactor doing? Okay, it's online and fully stocked, so we should have cracked most of the unemployment problem. I don't believe it. There's still idle layabouts. You know, mutter, mutter, curse. Okay, fine. You don't have anything better to do with your time. I get it. Let's give you... Well, how many are unemployed here? 6, and 6 homeless. You know what, that problem kind of solves itself if I just put in a Megadome, Martian you, and start chunking out scientists. Now, there's the Geoscape Dome. That's a wonder. It does require a lot of concrete and metal. Well, concrete's not a massive problem. I've got tons of the stuff, literally. Food could be an issue, though. We're running that pretty low. There's another shunt in. And a slight O2 shortage as well. Right, let's get another Moxie installed and solve that problem for the moment. Can I dismantle some of these? Yes, I can. Good. Right, let's start cleaning up and reclaiming the land. There we go. In fact, start reclaiming all of this. I can shunt the other waste rock into this depot here and just reclaim it as I go. What I need, however, is Moxie. So, 1 life support.
Funding received.
Check my angles. Okay, Moxie should automatically connect, but I'll need to hook it into power as well. So, power cables and yoink. Right, that should be happy, and that will keep the oxygen supply going. Actually, something to check on the other generators. Can I upgrade here? Yes, I can. Plus 50% production. So, let's just... You know what? Cancel construction, initiate construction in all Moxies. And then that should guarantee that I have enough oxygen to keep things going for an extended period. Rockets are back to start pulling more cash. Anomaly is analysed. And on to the next... Actually, no. Back to recharge for a moment, I think. Off you go. Now, to deal with these homeless and ingrateful colonists, time, I think, to build the Megadome. been meaning to do this for a little while, but, well, resources were tight. Does require a lot of oxygen and a lot of power, however, so let's just get it in and get it built. That's more like it. Put a med centre in the middle, residences in the inner ring, and then services and, well, the point, labs, science labs, in the outer ring. Once, of course, I've got it all plugged in and powered up. So, power connection is good. Life support connection can come off the dome as well. Piping. There we go. Just hook up there. Mark 1 and mark... blocking objects. Am I going to have to go... Excuse me. Clear. Abort this construction. Abort that construction. Rethink this again. Pipes. So, my other option... Problem is that it's got to go round the... MOX. There we go. So connect 1, connect 2, and take a hook off the... Actually, let's just go straight into the pipe network rather than going through the fuel refinery. So that's all set. Dome construction underway. It's inside a drone hub. You know what? Let's give this one plenty to work with. Give it all the spare drones. Get the little guys busy. Generally keep things going. I also need to put in some food storage. I'll get some farms in there as well. Things will hopefully sort themselves out, and I can move the homeless and unemployed colonists across in order to get this dome a kickstart. In theory. Of course, concrete's done for here. Machine parts are still coming down. I could... How much cash have I got? 7 billion. You know what? I'm going to pull in a supply rocket. Machine parts. How much does this cost? 90 per. Metals cost 50 per. Okay. The problem is, the real choke problem is the need for machine parts. So let's save some factory time and just bring in as much of both as I can. Dropped about 2 billion on parts, but hey, gives both projects a nice boost. I also need to have a look at my buildings not working. Why is stuff falling out? Because there's a lack of people? Okay, well that's an interesting issue, considering that this dome's got a population of 57 colonists out of 56, and yet somehow they're shorter bodies. Odd. Okay, let's scale back electronics production a little. Yoink, yoink, yoink. And close those slots, then yoink, 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 and close those slots. That should redirect people into the service buildings and get everything up and running. In theory, it would be nice if we didn't have this whole problem going on. Workers? Workers? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, good, they figured it out. Right, get into that section. Okay, farm is running again. They should all puzzle it out. There we are. One unemployed, one homeless. Perfect. Well, once the layabout's done, we can get him over onto this building. Get everything done. Rocket's almost here as well. Courage 1, 60% there. 45 metal and... Oh, stolen from Asa 2. Huh. Don't have room to get a security dome in. Actually, no, I don't have room to get a security dome in there just yet. Oh well. Why is there a renegade out here? Because morale is not brilliant. This is the problem with these tiny, tiny little domes. They can't carry all the service buildings, so as a consequence people get unhappy, and then they turn into renegades and then they start stealing stuff, which is annoying. Okay. Right, how's the exploration rover doing? Should be fully charged up. Yep, it is. Good. Off you go. Grab yourself a bit more research. Get that on the go. Speaking of research, check the lab. Let's see. Nocturnal adaptation is in play. Moisture farming will follow. Then the plasma rocket breakthrough. And then I think I want... let's go with the next breakthrough trait. Neural empathy. And also bring in the atomic accumulator just to bring in some spare power. Actually, no. Martian aerodynamics, get shuttle speed up. So clear that, add that, done. 2,000 research per sol. Okay, that could be better. Still, once we have the Megadome in, then hopefully that will... Yay, there we go, more money. That will help considerably. How are they doing here? Why are these drones having problems? Because they're waiting for a recharge station. Right, infrastructure. Let's get a couple of recharge setups in.
Incoming.
Oh, yay, laser! Woo! Haha, it works! It works, and they said I was crazy when I told them I wanted to build a giant laser to shoot space rocks from space. Well, technically space rocks from the surface of Mars, but hey, details. Anyhow, that's got the drones happy. They've got their spare recharge points now. That should be enough to keep all of those guys going at peak performance. And the dome's coming up. It's got the polymers. The metal's coming in.
Anomaly analyzed.
Okay, need another 140 machine parts. So let's bring in the rocket. There, we'll do it. It's nice and close. And we're still pulling in the rare metals. Just about balancing the exports and the production, so that's all to the good. Electronics production's coming up as well. Machine parts coming in. That should be enough. Well, it won't get the Mohole completely done, but it will get it a nice boost, and the exploration rover's done. So let's bring that back and make sure it's fully charged when the scan comes up with something else. Speaking of scans, yeah, last battery of the play area is coming up for scanning now. So that'll give us a good idea of what's needed. Research per sol, 2003. Drone stations. Okay, let's cancel that one. And that one. 4 stations should be enough to keep this whole section going, even if I do go pretty heavy on the infrastructure surrounding it. Okay, remaining wind pylons can get their polymer upgrade, and that Moxie plant can get the magnetic extractors. Should have a good surplus of oxygen. Yep, more to the point, it's going to be enough to handle the Megadome when that comes online, and then the next Megadome after that. So, looking pretty good. Power surplus in play as well, fully charged. 170 surplus. If I can get a couple of atomic accumulators in, that'll give me a reserve for the next run of expansion. And the little guys are, wow, they're busy, aren't they? Okay, almost completely tanked up, unloaded, machine parts are out, and it's almost fueled for the trip back to Earth. Wow! That's what happens when you've got about 20 drones on a single controller, and nothing else for the little guys to do. Okay, come on, tanker up. Just need a bit more fuel, guys, come on. There he goes, there's that last little drone coming in. Yay! Drone is done, rocket is go, back to Earth with you, bring in some more moolah. And here comes the next one to load up. Sweet. Machine parts, 246 out of 300. Concrete and metals deployed. Metals just needed for the Megadome. And once that's done, we are fully operational on both fronts. I can start putting infrastructure into the dome and moving workers across. Fingers crossed this is actually working. I do need to think about my population density in here, though, because if I put a med centre as my spire building, and then put residences around that. Basically got 6 spaces for residences. So, how much can I support, I wonder? Service buildings are going to occupy probably 1-2 chunks. I can get labs, well, 2 or 3 labs in, maybe a bit more. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. I can get a Martian University and some nursery and schooling facilities in as well for the kiddies. So that should do pretty nicely. Okay, how's the employment situation going? 17 unemployed.
We have an oxygen shortage. We
Oh.
have a water shortage.
The meteor laser did not work. Yeah. Okay, what got wrecked? Resources. Water shortage. Okay, everything's back in surplus. One of the Moxies took a hit, annoyingly, but repairs are on the way.
Sector
Looks
scan.
pretty good. Sector A0 scan, 22 metal, barely worth the effort. Right, the Megadome is coming up. Go, my minions. Go, my little drones. Wave your arms. Flash your little red graphics. Let the dome be completed. Yay! We have a megadome.
Achieved.
The first megadome has been constructed. Yay, go colony! Of course, we still need to finish this, but hey, not when I can start getting in some of the basics. So, let's look at housing, first and foremost. So, homes. If I go for smart complexes, that's 12, 36, 72 people in the dome. Okay. A university can hold a fair few. The Science Institute needs 24 per. So I need denser housing, which really does mean the apartments. But they're not so great. Smart homes are right out. They just don't have the capacity, unfortunately. Actually, 4, 8, 12, and a bit of comfort. It
Funding
works out...
received.
Actually, it does work out about the same as using a smart complex. Annoyingly. So... well, let's put in the basics first.
Incoming.
Oh. Well, it didn't flash any alerts, so I'm assuming nothing important went bang. Okay, let's get the med center in. Actually, if I put a network node in, 18 per. That requires 18 workers. Okay, so it's going to have to be high-density housing, annoyingly. The arcology would go for 32, but that's a 50% increase, but I'd have to put infirmaries in. You know, let's put the infirmary in. Put the arcology in. I'll put in 2 infirmaries to support the population. So 1 and 2. So that will hopefully cover that. Use the rest of this for supply buildings. Also need to put in a... where did I leave it? Also need to put in a research lab. Actually, no. Not a research lab, a science institute, the big version. So plonk 1. There we go. Also need to put in a couple of farms, just to keep them fed. Could probably import food to an extent, but better to grow locally wherever possible. Homes, life support, there we go, farm. So, unbuildable area for some reason, there we go, so check 1, and 2, and 3. So 3 farms. So that's the food taken care of, should also cover beginnings of research and beginnings of support buildings. Let's get some apartment complexes in. Homes, education, research. I want apartment blocks in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? There's a blocking object there for some reason. Oh, that's where the other infirmary is, isn't it? Okay. So, apartment blocks are going in. Arcology is being constructed. The farms will follow. Almost got the machine parts to finish the mohole. So, what follows next for this? Well, we'll start with a nursery for the kiddies. We'll also plonk in a school. And a Mars U next to it. Just make sure the necessaries are in. Now then, next thing we need is a playground. That can go there, next to the nursery. So we'll also plonk in a quick service building there, just a statue to the founders of Mars. Woohoo, this is actually working.
We have a food shortage.
Except that we have a food shortage. Okay, let's get the grocers in. Dome services, 1 grocer. And 1 dining complex. To cover all of that. And once again, put in a statue. Well, okay, not a statue, a small garden. Done. Okay, so that's the inner ring of the dome taken care of. Plenty of housing. Workplaces will construct eventually. They'll get the props up and running. We're almost done with the mohole, and that'll provide decent employment as well, I hope. So, farms. Well, first one is growing its crops, so we'll switch them to quinoa, then we'll follow with fruit trees, then we'll follow with...
Sector scanned.
Corn, I think. Great yield, but grows slowly. So all sorted. Second farm is up and running. Again, actually went for quinoa immediately, okay. So corn...
Funding received.
And fruit trees. Set. Okay, all nice and happy there. Was there an upgrade I could use? No, there wasn't. Annoying. Oh, third farm up and running. Quinoa. No. They're already growing quinoa, so wheat and
Research
fruit trees.
complete.
Corn? Corn. Yes, corn. Yes, right, so that solves the food problem. Okay, they've got the lab up and running. Let's get the upgrades in for that. Electronics and amplification. So more research. Science. The science must flow. And everyone else looks happy. We have 100% employment. Other residences are coming up. Time to put in... What to put in? They've almost finished the Mohole mine. So that's all to the good. Nocturnal adaptation is done. Colonists are no longer starving, I hope. Yep, no, they've got the... Well, we can, I hope, run in food supplies from the rest of the place, but... They should really be importing food, honestly. I need to put in some storage. Universal depot. There. And with a bit of luck, that will result in some food getting transplanted across. 17 starving colonists. Right, okay, I need to do this manually, don't I? Food storage, guys? No, the drones should really be doing it. You think they'd be exporting food from the rest of the colony by now? We've got the stuff in storage. But apparently not. Fine. Everyone's running on their local food supplies. That's why you need farms locally. Rockets coming back to bring in funding. Just need this first food crop to survive. I should have set something quick growing. Quinoa takes 2 souls. 1 soul to the next harvest. Just going to have to live with it for a bit. Got more accommodation blocks coming in, which is all to the good. Enough jobs to keep everyone happy. Let's put in some of these service buildings. So, shopping, relaxation, and playing. So, well, shopping's nice and easy. Let's also put in a open-air gym, as well as a space bar. And why not a casino complex? More employment, and try not to think about the moral effects. Okay, Megadome's looking pretty good so far. The infirmary is chunking away. I could probably put in an extra work shift there and just tank it up. Mars U is, well, still under construction, as is the school. But let's see, what do they need? Shopping's no service building. We're working on that. In fact, you know, let's get the rest of the shops in. So, an art workshop, a
milestone achieved,
electronics store, and the Mohole is built. Sweet. Does it require workers? It's automated. Catching, even better. Of course, that's actually a horrible thing from another point of view because it's automated, and I now have to think about some other way to keep all these colonists employed. Oh well, the sacrifices we make. Okay, food supply is reasonable. So that solves that problem. They need to get some playing in as well. Well, they're working on that, guys. They're doing their best. The drones are going as fast as they can. Can I build another Mohole, I wonder? Well, it's one easy way to find out. Mohole? No, I can only build one, which means I can only build one of each of these as well. Okay, well, that's actually not a horrendous problem.
received.
I will need a lot of machine parts, though, so... Maybe put another machine parts factory in. In fact, that's not a bad idea. Production. Machine parts factory. In you go. So, electronics store. Artwork shop, all in construction. Open air gym is on the way up once they get it built. It's just a question of getting the materials across to build everything at the moment. And I am running short on food all of a sudden. What just happened? Okay, well the farms are producing. We had our first crop of quinoa come through, which is something. The second crop has dropped, third crop has dropped. So do I need to think about the crop rotations in this dome? Try and keep everything in play. Huh. That's a consideration I hadn't thought of. But at least I now have a solid supply of metal and rare metal to keep everything going. And we're almost done with the scan of the sector. So, things are looking pretty good. Mars is really very safe. Okay, just need to get everything built, which is a minor issue. The drones are doing their best. Honest. Okay. We'll also put in an electronics factory to support the local industry. So main production is done. Put in a second... actually, do I want to put in a second Martian university? Because renegades are at it again. I've really got to think about putting a security station around there. That's annoying. In fact, you know what? Just to nip the problem in the bud before it turns into one out this way, security station. That can go there. And we'll also plonk in a couple more decorations. Small garden there. Yoink, sorted. Okay, so that's that quadrant fill, which leaves me one and a bit to work. Well, one and a bit of two of the others to work with. Okay, grocer's going, full work shift there. Do I need to get more... Do I need to get more work in? Well, there are plenty of colonists. I've still got plenty of residential space. So that's not a serious issue yet in Deconstant. They've got capacity for 136. I've got enough work to keep everyone busy, I hope. Just to be safe, however, I'm going to put that second research building in. Where did that go? Dome spires, decorations, home education, and research. There we go.
Funding received.
So, Science Institute. We will add more science. Yoink. And we'll also crank up the work shifts on both of them, just to keep everyone properly busy. Okay, 27 work slots vacant, 77 residential slots coming in, more buildings under construction. That looks pretty good. The Megadome is here, ladies and gentlemen. Mars might actually be survivable. So, priorities now. Starting to exploit these rare metal deposits temporarily. Maybe working up towards building some germanium. I also probably ought to think about how I'm going to handle the security problem here, because right now I don't want to demolish... Well, I'm going to have to demolish one of these smart complexes to make room for the security station. But it's kind of okay. I could really use an outbuilding to support ASA 2, but I've got one homeless. How have I got one homeless colonist when I've got 48 of 48 capacity? Should we be saying 49 of 48 if that's a problem? I'll think about that later. However, first and foremost, get the rest of the buildings done for the Megadome. And why is this out of power? Because I've completely overloaded my grid again. What a surprise. Oh joy. Right, find the unemployed. Let's find them something. Woohoo, moisture farming. Excellent. I have my own supply of water now. Okay. Power. Could put in some Stirling generators just as a quick fix. In fact, you know what? That might be the way to go. Because these things are... Well, they have their uses. So... Doink, 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 doink. There we go. Right. Let's see if that helps the supply problem. Shuttle hub's working. Just need to get a few of these generators in, get everything up and running, solve the power problem. 32 starving colonists. What's going on here? Why is this suddenly an issue? Do I need to build more fungus farms again? Shouldn't you guys be growing your own? I mean, you've got hydroponic facilities. Ah, these guys are growing kelp. Big. Okay. Great yield, but slow growth. Kelp, average yield, but grows very fast. That was the idea, producing rapid production. Let's swing them over to rice for the moment on their next crop and hope that solves the situation a little. Okay, Sterling generators are coming in. Let's open these guys up. Open all Sterling generators. Right, power grid is back in surplus. Hooray. And the mohole's going again. Even better. And we're just about getting this place online. So let's get the upgrades going. Set 1, set 2.
Scanned.
Set 3, full work available. Okay, Dome should be doing pretty well for itself. Vacant work slots 51, vacant residential slots 68. Well, we'll get that next research institute online and then everybody is happy. Everything is wonderful. Hooray! Megadomes, ladies and gentlemen. The cities of the future. Hopefully not requiring the judges of the future, but that's a whole other story. Until next time, farewell.